Ooh! 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 Alright, today we're talking bicep exercises that just use gymnastics rings. Let's get it going. What's going on, guys? Justin Bauer here, Sort of Gymnastics channel. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking about bicep exercises that just use the gymnastics rings. Honestly, guys, we did the chest exercises, we did tricep exercises, and the rings are really solid at building strong biceps and a really good back. So today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down the top 7 different exercises that you can use to grow your biceps on the rings. So guys, just in general, the suspension training using the gymnastics rings build incredibly strong biceps. Like if you take a look at Brandon Wynn's biceps are absolutely ridiculous. Things like an iron cross, things like Maltese, planches, things like that on the rings heavily stress the biceps. So a lot of top tier male gymnasts will do a lot of ring fundamentals, a lot of pulling exercises, a lot of rows to fortify their biceps and make their elbows a lot stronger, their forearms a lot stronger, and basically all around get that nice, sexy physique. So guys, as always, please comment, subscribe, smack that notification bell. We're making new videos all the time on these gymnastics rings, all about functional fitness, things like that. Stay tuned. So the first exercise I'm going to show you today are these single ring pull-ups. So basically you're raising the height of the rings to where you can hang comfortably, either fully extended or with your knees bent. So basically you hold onto the ring with this close grip position here, and what you're going to be doing is performing regular pull-ups. This is one of the best movements that you can do for your biceps. As far as sets and reps are concerned, I'd recommend anything from like 5 to 12. If you are just starting gymnastics, if you're just kind of new in calisthenics, do reps of 5, go all the way down. Make sure you're getting that full range of motion. That's going to give you a really strong contraction in your bicep. If you're more of a veteran, shoot for 8 to 12 reps, and that's going to give you that nice finishing bicep pump. So the second exercise I'm going to show you are the uneven ring pull-ups. Now this one is where the rings are at an uneven height, and basically the arm that is higher up is going to be in a supinated position where it's going to be mostly focused on your bicep, and the ring that's lower is going to be in a pronated position. So basically it's going to put a lot of stress onto the lead bicep, and you're going to be able to get a lot of loading on this. This is more of an advanced movement, but if you can do it, I highly recommend it. So guys, again, make sure that your grip is mixed because it's going to make it a little bit easier to get up, and you're going to be able to get that strong and deep contraction using your top bicep. So this is actually a good segue into the third skill that I recommend, is basically anything one-arm chin-up. The one-arm chin-up is probably the pulling move holy grail. If you can do a one-arm chin-up, you're going to be able to do a bunch of pulling exercises. It is a very badass, hard skill, but at the same time, it builds a very strong and dense bicep, basically because you're pulling your own body weight up just using one arm. So imagine this, I'm 180 pounds right now. Imagine pulling up just using one arm. That means I'm bicep curling 180 pounds. Your biceps are gonna get massive. But as far as actual skills are concerned, I'm gonna have a separate video outlining ways to train the one arm chin up. One of my favorite exercises is throwing the ring strap over a bar, grabbing the strap at the ring height or a little bit lower, and if you hit this for reps, this is going to train your one arm chin up. And in order to make this more difficult on yourself, if you're actually trying to progress and get stronger, if you grip that rope lower and lower, it's going to make it harder, which means that your arm on the ring is going to have to do more work, and therefore you're going to be able to build stronger, denser biceps like that. So other exercises you can do are one arm chin up negatives or one arm chin up isometrics. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be making a separate video just breaking down the one arm chin up stuff because that topic is very, very involved. The fourth exercise I'm going to show you are the weighted pull-ups. Now this exercise is absolutely awesome if you're working on building your pull-up strength. It's also really good for your back and your biceps. Unfortunately, I didn't film me doing it on the rings, I just forgot, but it is a really good movement, and at the same time as you're pulling, you can get again that strong contraction in your biceps, which is going to build strength and size. And because you can actually weight this movement, I'd recommend doing anywhere from 5 to 15 reps. So if you're doing strength training, really heavy stuff, if you're doing like 80, 90, 100, 110 pounds for weighted pull-up, do less than 5. Like 2 or 3 reps are okay for that range. But if you're gonna be doing light loading, like if you just have 20 pounds on or something like that, you can probably hit 8 to 10 reps with this. And again, guys, this is a solid fundamental exercise. It builds your strength exponentially. All right, and the fifth exercise I'm going to share with you today are the bicep rows. So this exercise is very similar to the back rows, in which you pull your arms to your side and your hands are in a neutral position. The thing that makes this different is you're gonna be gripping in a supinated position. So again, your palms are facing you. Now what you do here, to make it really effective, I try to pull it closer to my hips. But I don't pull it incredibly high here. I pull it a little bit lower, and what that does is it really gives a strong bicep contraction. Again, this is gonna be really good for building strength and size. So as far as technique is concerned for this one, I would recommend scaling your body back at like 45 degrees, like exclusively your biceps and a little bit of your back is holding up your body weight. So it is not that easy. And I like to do this towards the end of my workout because it is a really solid finisher. And as far as sets and reps, I would recommend, again, anything from 8 to 12, 8 to 15 if you're really ambitious. This is something that I do after I cannot do anything else. So this one will seriously fill out and pump your biceps to like a crazy degree. So I'd recommend throwing it at the end, and again, as a good finisher. All right guys, the sixth exercise is going to be the bicep curls on the rings. This one is absolutely one of my favorites. It's actually really similar to the ring rows, except what I'd recommend. Now the technique goes as follows. Basically, you grab these rings, your arms are straight in front of you. Now what you do is just using your biceps, you contract your biceps and you bring your rings to your forehead. So again, arms straight out, pulling into the top of your head. And that's, as you can see, that's going to give you a really solid bicep contraction. Do not row, so do not bring your elbows down. You want to keep your elbows in an isolated position and just focus on that bicep contraction. Now, this is a good point to talk about humility. Like, you don't need to force it, you don't need to overdo it or anything. This is a move that you should just do right and make sure you're doing it right as opposed to going heavy. So just focus on contracting your bicep and you're going to get a lot of good results like that. Again guys, it's a finisher exercise, so much like the ring bicep rows, I'd recommend throwing it at the end of the workout, hitting reps from like, again, 8 to 15, whatever you feel comfortable with, and also make sure that you're just doing it right. That's what I'd focus here. Put the bravado, put all the ego, put all that stuff aside, do it right, and you're really gonna feel this one. Like, I noticed my biceps got significantly bigger after I started finishing with this exercise. All right guys, and exercise number 7. So this is a bonus exercise. This is what I like to call the chin-up sevens. Now this one is actually inspired from a lot of the high school stuff that I did. For swimming, we would do basically 7 reps focusing on the bottom range of the curl, 7 reps focusing on the top portion of the curl, and then you do 7 complete reps. So instead of doing it on an easy bar, I started doing this on the rings. When I do this move, I typically just do it on a single row. So back to exercise number 1, I will focus on the bottom portion of the pull-up. I'll hit this for 7 reps. After that, after the 7 are complete, I do the top portion. The top portion is fairly easy. But then the thing is, guys, you do 7 full reps, and this is where it gets really difficult, and this is a really good test of strength. So that's when you hit the 7 full reps. I'd only recommend doing this once per workout because it really is demanding. I would throw it in after your core strength is done before you go into finishing exercises because it really is demanding, but at the same time you're going to be getting a lot of good bicep contraction. Your back and your biceps are going to be hurting. You also don't need to do it on a single ring. Feel free to do it on both rings at the same time. Just make sure, again, follow that protocol. 7 bottom half, 7 top half, 7 total, and your biceps will hurt. Your biceps are going to look as good as they hurt. Right? It is a difficult movement. You are spending a lot of time under tension, which makes it a really solid bicep exercise. Again, guys, go for it. If you can't do 7, shoot for reps of 6, shoot for reps of 5. Once you can work your way up to 7, you're gonna become a more advanced calisthenics practitioner. That's what we want. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for the best bicep exercises. If you guys are starting calisthenics or starting gymnastics or bodyweight skills or things like that, check out some of the other videos we made. We did the chest, we did the triceps. Tomorrow we're gonna be releasing the back, so make sure you comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I don't want anyone missing out on this. But again, guys, do these exercises. Let me know what you think. Integrate them into what you're currently doing. They're super effective. The rings are a really, honestly, a solid way to build your back and your biceps particularly. So that's gonna be it for the video. Apply these techniques. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.